Hello everybody, welcome to Badger Makeup Tutorials. I'm Kaylin, your resident chatty baddie, and today I'll be showing you how to go from a pre-game look to a post-game look. So, to start off, we are going to start with some stick foundation. Maybelline. I love this. I like this because it has a nice creamy formula. And while I'm applying this, I will take some of my questions from my followers.
Yeah, sure. One of the top questions we got from our Q&A is, how does a job as a peer mentor is applicable to future experiences?
Oh, well, in my time as a peer mentor, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of soft skills that employers look for, like just basic leadership and planning. Planning skills and going into a field like strategic communications. And yeah, sometimes if you really want to jazz it up, you can just put the foundation in your bangs. And that's just a good time for everybody involved. And no, you're fine. That's just me speaking my assist. So going into a strategic communications field, I learned a lot about how to take abstract terms like liberal education and social justice and make them more applicable to students. And so I know I've put that on my journalism school application and it'll serve me well for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And so next up for our pre-game makeup, we have some blush here. Also Maybelline. If you can't tell, I'm quite a fan of that brand.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Here comes the second question.
Okay.
Like, what are some responsibilities required by the job as a peer mentor?
Well, in the summer before classes started, we had 3 days of very helpful training that involved reading the common read book, American Like Me by America Ferrera. And I actually really enjoyed that book. It was great to look at experiences other than my own and just understand like how this country has affected people who've had way different experiences than my own. And for responsibilities, you also have an hour a week of office hours, an hour that it takes to plan classes. You get to build a relationship with a co-instructor, which shout out to my co-instructor Ruth, the easiest, most wonderful person to get along with. So I really lucked out there. And had the responsibility of getting to teach a class, and especially on larger topics that can cause some controversy, such as identity and diversity. I did take a lot onto my plate there, but I loved every second of it. And speaking of taking things onto your plate, when you take applying blush onto your plate, there is no such thing as too much. You see this, ladies? Ladies and all of my friends of all gender identities, everybody. Because you want the Jumbotron to see you. You want to be spotted in that crowd at Camp Randall. I like to go with some highlighter next. And I have these very nice Fenty Beauty, the magnetic boys. Look at these. Look at them. Oh, snap and unsnap. Look at them go. Look at them go. Look at that. And you apply it liberally, like liberal education. You apply it to your cheekbones.
I don't actually know how this works. But on your nose, okay.
Yes, and then you can put a dot on your nose. Look at that, look at that.
Oh.
I will be shining like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer out here.
So on your chin.
Yeah, and if you have acne, you can just cover it up with highlighter. Because concealer and foundation, not enough for game day.
I feel like even for game days, you have to blend out the highlighter a little bit. With your hands or with a sponge?
Yes. Use that. And then, are there any more questions from my followers about my time as a peer mentor?
Okay, it's like, what's the time commitment like for the role of peer mentor?
Oh, the time commitment. Let's see. Let's do the math. So, there was 1 hour a week to plan class, 1 hour and 15 minutes of class, 1 hour of office hours, about 1 hour of grading.
Ooh. So it's like ends up 4 hours and a half-ish?
Roughly, if you count in transportation time, like getting to and from places, about 4.5 hours per week. But it really depended on the week, because some weeks we just stuck with the outline and made it work, and other weeks we had to completely start from scratch.
And also we have to take the training from 338, so which is another 2 hours.
Yes.
So in total it's like 7 hours per week.
And yes. Oh, I totally forgot about our 338 section.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was about 7-8 hours a week of pure fun.
Pure fun. Great.
Yes. So speaking of 8 hours of straight fun. It's eye makeup that gets really fun for game. So, you keep your eyes closed nice and tightly to do your game day eyeliner. And sometimes you can combine your eyebrow work with your eyeliner work. Oh, no. Yes, you get your eyes nice and closed tightly. And oh my gosh, and yes, you wing it and you have just a fun and beautiful time with your eyeliner.
Oh my.
Yes, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she is. Yes. Okay, can we ask the beautiful lady another question? What is your favorite part of the job?
My favorite part of the job is getting to build relationships with my co-instructor, who is a wonderful grad student, so I get to ask all the questions I want about grad school, about studying abroad, about all kinds of those things. And she's also another student, so she is very cool. And also getting to build relationships with other students. And I have gotten close, appropriately professionally close, with some of my students. And I just really appreciate how much they've opened up to me and shared with me, and I feel like I'm making a real difference and impact in their lives, and I'm helping them really make the most of their first year and helping them ease into the transition and prepare for success here at UW-Madison. So another crucial component of game day makeup is bold brows. So we are not here to mess around. Sometimes you guys will use a shade that's a little too dark, but that's okay, because again, it's just going to catch the attention of the cameras at Camp Randall. So we're just you follow the shape nicely, and sometimes if you want, you can color outside the lines. Game day is all about creativity and just having a good time with your makeup. And you see, we're drawing the skeleton right now. It's like a coloring book. You do all the lines first, and then you get to add the color. And sometimes you can take some celebrity inspiration and draw yourself a little unibrow, like Joe Jonas had back in his Jonas Brothers days. Or I can't think of any other famous. Frida Kahlo. Yes, you can take inspiration from Frida Kahlo.
But I don't think they draw on the forehead, you know.
And then you have to brush them out, give them some volume, give them some lift. I've heard they started to make dry shampoo for eyebrows, which is really, really wonderful. Because sometimes they just get a little greasy, and especially on game days when you're getting a little sweaty out in the sun at Camp Randall. So you just gotta brush them out and give them that lift so they don't get too weighted down. And sometimes you do a 2-in-1 and you catch your bangs in there too, and it works just perfectly.
Okay, here comes a great question. What is some compensation we have as peer mentor for our 7 and 8 hour-ish hard work?
2 credits!
Yay!
Yeah, it counts as a class, but it is much more valuable than a class because you get more of those soft skills, you get to impact other people, and also when you order food, if your students don't eat all of the food, you can take it home, or you can hand it out to other people and make their day. And but really, the best compensation that we could possibly get is the lifelong friendships that we make.
I saw there's a 150 meal plan compensation. I almost got forgotten about that.
Meal plan.
And also the discounts after this.
You get $100 on your WIS card. That is $100 on your WIS card. Woohoo! And so before your ILS 338 sections or your 138 sections, you can pop by Flamingo Run and eat the junk food that caused you to gain 20 pounds your freshman year. Woohoo! Okay. All right. Well, now it is time to color in this artwork. Got a nice Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I don't know, I think to start off, we have some nice sparkly shades and some nice matte shades. I think I'm going to start with our color called Stev. Yes, so you are going to tilt your head in the appropriate way and then apply it gently to the eyelids. And again, I love this palette because it is so brightly pigmented and it is just going to be a great time. Again, this is, oh my gosh. See, these things close so nicely, and it's so great for especially when you're traveling because you don't have to worry about them popping open. And you can even pop this into your clear bag to take to Camp Randall. in case you need to do some game day touch-ups in the bathroom. And so for our next color, I think we should pick a nice sparkly shade.
Yeah.
And this next one is called QA because we are doing Q&As. So, Ms. Harper, do we have any more questions about peer mentoring?
Can you talk about some of the class topics mentioned in ILS 138?
Yeah, my personal favorites to teach were the ones on identity and diversity because they flow really nicely together. Just like the shades QA and Jode blend very nicely together because you can start off talking about identity and have people get a better understanding of themselves, and then you can branch that out into talking about diversity, how everyone has different perceptions of themselves and of others, and how to ultimately create a more fair and welcoming world for everybody. And then that flows very nicely into social justice. And I know my class had some great learning experiences talking about microaggressions and sharing personal stories and examples from America Ferrera's American Like Me. And those were a couple of my favorite class topics. And also within the first couple weeks we do things like navigating college life and easing the transition. And we finish it out by creating a final project and writing our own chapter of America Ferrera's American Like Me, but it's UW Like Me. And so, to do the finishing touch, we are going to put on some lipstick. And I like to use this liquid matte one because it stays on so well. Look at this. Also, Maybelline. We love it. It's cheap at Walgreens. Again, game day is all about creativity and showing off. So, here we go.
I sense a little bit of fear in the end of the here we go. Just like terrified. I do not know what is going to happen, but no idea where you're going.
And see, yeah, you apply it generously.
More?
Okay.
Yeah, a little more. It's game day. You can never have too much. And if you get them on your teeth, that's fine. It's just extra seasoning for the broth.
A little bit on the corner that you are missing. Upper a little bit. Oh, wait.
Yes, and so that is the finishing touches on your game day looks. If you choose, you can use setting spray, but I don't have any of that, so I've just been using hairspray, but that does not fit with my skincare routine, so I have stopped that behavior. I do not recommend it to my followers or my subscribers. And any last questions about my time as a peer mentor?
Okay, maybe try to summarize your experience in 1 or 2 words.
My time as a peer mentor was enlightening.
Yeah, enlightening. I like this word.
It was enlightening. It was illuminating.
Yeah.
It was almost as fun as game day. On Wisconsin!
I can't focus on what needs to get done.
I maybe won't try to put mascara on you unless you're feeling really brave.
Do it. I'll go for it.
Well, what if I stab you in the eye?
I stab myself in the eye on a daily basis. It's okay.
Just on a daily basis. It's okay. Relax.
We can like properly introduce
just
ourselves.
let it
I accidentally expose you.
No, that's okay. I don't have a keeper on.
Introduction.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beth.
I love this
So for your roommate in the shower, gonna curious like, what is going on outside? What are those 2 strangers doing in my bed? Okay, I can call that part.
Sounds good.
Oh wait, isn't it like a 3? Isn't it like a 3?
And again, also good to get your bangs out of the way because only foundation goes in your bangs. And so you draw a nice little 3 along here.
Oh wait, no, that's for what's that darker part called?
Contour.
For the actual contour is the 3.
But we can switch it up. It's game day. You can get a little funky with it.
Oh no!
So I like to start with some eyeliner.
Eyeliner.
Okay, I have one.
I wish you the best of luck.
What the fuck am I doing right now? Are you sure about this?
Do it, baby.
I have no fucking clue what I'm doing right now.
What are some compensations we have breaking as a fear before. Okay, compensation.
Let's ask that question without us laughing about it.
Because that's okay, because game day is for everybody. Everybody is a game day body. Bucky loves you all. Step is a nice bright pinky shade. It's the closest to Badger Red we can get.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and so you close your eyes and
Tilt your head this way. No, wait. Like
My mind is just speaking to me.
There.
it was
Can you blame me when you keep me on the fence like?
Fun.
Fine. We have always been